A big thank you to all of you who like, comment, subscribe and share my videos, or through other means support this channel. You are what makes this channel grow and become a resource for other people to learn from. Enough about how awesome you are, back to the video. It is the first Tuesday of the month of July, which means we have a new rotation of free assets available on the Epic Marketplace. As always, to get these, all you need to do is open up the launcher and go to the free section and free for the month, and you should be able to see these. And this month we have Big Niagara Bundle, the Bazaar, Brutalist Architecture Office, Goblin Warrior, and Landscaping. So let's take a closer look at these assets and see what they're all about. So starting off, we have the Big Niagara Pack. Now this one is actually going to be consisting of 13 different packs, and what we'll be doing is we'll be going through a few of these different packs. They are a bunch of different levels and getting a sort of feel for the different effects that have been done inside of them. We won't be going through all of them because that would be a lot of them. According to the pack page, it says that it is 13 different packs that are a total of 450 different effects, and they are 150 unique ones. So let's continue looking at some more. This particular pack is about holograms. So here we have a star system, we have a planet, we have a DNA strand, we have some landscapes, some solar system planet orientation, a brain, some kind of atom looking objects, and some cityscapes. Holograms are always cool, so these are really nice looking. Let's continue looking at some more. Next up, we are in a grouping that is related to abstract space, so this will be a little bit of weird shapes and special effects essentially. So you can see you have a fairly large variety when it comes to the different shapes and styles and effects that they have produced. So all of these overall should give you a pretty good idea of, if you're interested in dissecting them, of course, to see like, okay, how can you build certain systems. You can of course just drop them into your levels or projects as if that is what you're after, but in case you want to study, these should be a fairly large and varied amount of special effects. Let's jump to the end over here. So yeah, these are the packs. These are the assets in this pack. There are a bunch. I think there's like 4 or 5 different ones in this category. Next up, we have a weather pack in the Niagara part bundle, and it starts off with showing us some leaves falling. And as you progress more towards the right here, you can see that there are a bunch of different ones with leaves, and they get sort of more intense and more active as we go along. So from the left to the right in this pack, you can sort of see a increase in intensity when it comes to the different packs. So now we're coming into rain. So you have a few different rain examples, heavier rain. Moving onwards, you'll get some rain and some leaves. Then we'll move on into actually having some snow here falling. So continuing down the line here, you can just see that it gets more and more intense until we get to the end over here, where we have wind lines, which is something that is fairly common among stylistic games, to portray wind flowing without actually showing it maybe in grass and such. And another wind example, and here we have some rays going on as well. So hopefully you can see that there's a fairly large variety of the different effects that are available in this pack in general. Next up, we have the Brutalist Architecture Office, and in this case here we have a scene setup. We have a sort of interior here going on with a lot of different parts. It's looking pretty nice, although a little bit weird. This pack is, in addition to this and also the structures that you have available. Let's see if we can see it in this map. We'll get to that in a moment then. What you have available in this pack is also some blueprints that are supposed to be helpful for setting up some level creation easier, having some variety in them. And how that is done is you have these building blueprints. You can see we have some, if we zoom up a little bit, we have some blocks, block rails, buildings, carpets, dividers, fence, elevators, and industrial rooms and scaffolding. And how these works are, you just bring them out into the world, and we can bring out a few different ones of these. And all of these blueprints have parameters to them, which allows you to configure them. So you can see that they have markings saying left, front, right. So all the different sides have their own set of configurable variables that you can make use of. So this one, which we have selected, we can change things like the number of floors. You can see that it becomes taller. We can assign the number of spacings in the width, so we can have a wider building like that. Its occurrences of windows and such things can be changed. So this is the left hand side. If we go here and open up the left hand side, we can see here we should have random windows or not. We should have windows at all on the left side, decorations for the windows, decorations for corners, all kinds of different things here. And these are set up with data meshes and data that you can change yourself if you want to have a specific look, and you have the different parts that you can create similar buildings from. So they're very configurable in this way, and you can see that there are a lot of different categories here where you can change different things in the building. So it's meant to simplify getting variety for buildings for you if you're using a lot of them in your levels. So most likely this is useful for something if you're going to be creating a cityscape kind of environment, I suppose, because most of them will probably be working better with skyscraper types of buildings rather than a suburban environment. But yeah, that's that pack in a nutshell. And yeah, these are obviously different. So this was an industrial blueprint, this one is a city, but this building has similar settings on it as well, just different parts inside of it. Next up we have the Goblin Warrior pack. This pack is modular, so it consists of, as you can see here, a bunch of different weapons and a bunch of different parts. So you have these Goblin base meshes which give you different skin colors and such, and you have some animations for this, and here you can also see some different variations that have been created for this example. Here are some examples of what you can create essentially. You have some mage looking attire over here, some base goblin over here, and another one here with different skin. You have a little bit more of an armored goblin over here, and this one looks almost like an ice goblin, and this one even further with some crystals growing out of it. So you have lots of different visuals that you can accomplish with this. Even though the diversity is not super great, it still gives you a decent amount of variations available. In addition to that, you also have the different weapons here, which you can mix and match depending on the different looks that you want to achieve. But yeah, so if you're after a goblin, this might be something for you. It is a little bit on the stylized side, so probably working better for games that are a little bit on the stylized side rather than something that's trying to achieve something like photorealism. Next up we have the Bazaar. The Bazaar consists of over 250 different assets of this sort of bazaar looking style, which of course looks very cohesive and lends a very genuine look to it. This specific demo scene over here is also created in a very epic fashion because of the incredibly large walls that it feels like you are being contained within, lending a very grand sense of size to the level. This of course is just an illusion. If we go far enough out, you can see that it's merely for display from the inside of this inner wall. from high above. The illusion sort of breaks. But yeah, this is a very nice looking pack. It claims to be made with optimization in mind. With this specific pack, you're probably looking for something a little bit more photorealistic. All of the quality and details of this pack is very high. Would probably not work very well with something that is stylized as opposed to the Goblin we just saw. But you have a bunch of different things here available. You even have a little bit of a waterfall going on here. So very nice visual pack overall, I would say. This is pretty neat. Last up, we have Landscaping, which is a plugin that is available for download, which allows you to import digital terrain models. Now, me personally, I have almost zero experience and knowledge about this area, so I can't really go into detail. I'll just go through it a little bit briefly here, but essentially what it says is this is a plugin that allows you to bring in high quality terrain through different file formats and bring it into Unreal Engine to make use of there. Probably only, oh no, it says it can be used in 4.25 as well. I would assume that this is something that would work better for Unreal Engine 5 with its use of nanite and such, but since it says that it's available for Unreal Engine 4X, maybe that works fine as well. Again, I haven't tried this myself, so I don't know at all how well this works, but more options is always interesting, of course. And if this is an area that you are currently working with or have use of, then that's very nice for you, of course. Anyway, that is going to be all for now. Hope that this was useful for you. Keep on learning. Take care. Hopefully you found this video helpful. If you liked the video, leave a like. If you did not like it, leave a dislike. Leave any suggestions or comments you have down below. Subscribe and share this video if you want to see more like it in the future. That is all for now. Keep on learning. Take care.